It's 8 a.m. from Fox 35. This is Good Day Orlando.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
The fastest drivers in the world have a date in Daytona.
Looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way.
The crashes.
One car gets up on top of a group and goes flipping over and over.
The controversy.
And I think that number should have been retired. It's probably the most sacred number in all of sports.
And the creation of a whole new racing destination.
It's all ahead on this special edition of Good Day Orlando, live from the Daytona 500.
Oh, what a beautiful day here on the infield of Daytona International Speedway. Welcome to the show. I'm John Brown.
Hi, baby Kaufeldt. We're so glad you're with us this morning. Listen, it is starting out spectacular out here, isn't it? The sun is up. It's nice and cool. It's just a gorgeous start to the Sunday morning.
Yeah, you saw just a second ago, fans are already out here. As a matter of fact, you and I have both remarked, people are out here earlier this year than previous years. We even got stuck in traffic on the way over here bright and early this morning, so they're expecting great things to happen here at the track today. You know what? Yesterday, some great things happened for some of the drivers on the track, including a little sweet redemption for one guy, driver Reagan Smith, who won the season opener nationwide race last night. Bit of a redemption story for him. Last year, he was leading the race before that disastrous crash that sent debris into the grandstands. We had him on the show last year, so he was pretty upset about how it all went down last year. This year, much different start for him.
He's a happy camper.
Yes, he is.
All right, let's talk about security, because that is something you'll definitely notice if you're heading to the track today. The security is tight out here. They are being very careful, checking bags, checking identifications, tickets, all that. So we're going to have a look at how the Speedway is working to keep all the fans out here safe.
Also, there have already been a few celebrity sightings out here this morning. You've got Aloe Black. He was just, matter of fact, warming up here a little bit ago. Also, Luke Bryan was warming up, and then he went and mingled with some of the fans.
That's right, signing autographs this morning. That was fun, and people, of course, enjoyed meeting him. And he's going to be doing the big pre-show coming up at about, I think, 1:15,
something like that. And as a matter of fact, Larry the Cable Guy is apparently out here wandering around. He's going to be doing an appearance. We're going to try and drag him over here since he's a local guy.
Right, we'll
try and bring him over here. 50 Cent also out here because he has a driver racing. One of the best moments apparently was yesterday when there was a press conference and one of the press guys said, "Mr. Cent." I was like, what? Nobody's ever called me Mr. Cent.
I liked his comment about where some two good places to meet women. We'll tell you about that coming up as well. That was pretty funny.
You never know who you're going to see out here. That's the bottom line with that.
All right, let's talk about how things are looking out on the roads. If you haven't left the house yet, if you are headed this way, or if you are working to try to avoid this area altogether today, you need to know what the roads are looking like.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when we were coming over here, police officers, Florida Highway Patrol at every intersection, and I was racing 3 wide to get over here already up I-4. Ray Ramundi is out on I-4 at 44, which is where they're going to be directing a lot of people, apparently. Good morning, Ray. How's it looking out there right now?
Amy and John, we'll send it right back to you.
Well, we can attest to the fog situation. It was pretty bad. Seminole really started to come into Volusia County, but once we got up here, it cleared out. It's pretty non-existent.
Yeah, right past where Ray Ramundi is, it cleared up, and now the sun, you can see it's just a beautiful start to the day. It's crystal clear behind us. You can see the stands and the palm trees, so hopefully it stays this way the whole day. Let's just hope, because it started this way, 2 years ago when they got a lot of rain, so let's just hope it stays this way.
No pressure, Leslie Hudson. We're going to send it back to the station, and Leslie's going to give us an update on the weather. And, of course, Lauren Johnson is there with some of today's developing stories. Hello, ladies.
Good morning. All right, it's time to head back out to the Daytona International Speedway with John and Amy. Hey, guys.
Hey, good morning once again, guys.
Lauren.
Yeah, beautiful start to the day. A great day for some racing. And again, we've been talking about it all morning. How many people are out here early? There's a huge line right over there already, just wanting to see some of the festivities that are taking part out here.
And I think a lot of it has to do with how exciting the Friday and the Saturday races were. We've been talking a lot about this, John and I, before we got started this morning, but unbelievable. The two tightest finishes in Daytona history. I think Friday's race was won by, 0.013 seconds, and then yesterday by 0.016. Isn't that amazing?
The analysts say this is what makes Daytona so popular. It scares the drivers, is what they're saying, because the cars are loosey-goosey this year with the new spoilers on it. They're 4.5 inches now, which causes the cars to move a little bit more. But that's why people watch the races, and it seems like there's more interest this year than in previous years, so that's good. By the way, last night, nationwide race wrapped up with some of its own drama. It was a nationwide nail-biter. Reagan Smith won the Nationwide Series season opener, edging Brad Keselowski at the finish line. It was redemption for Smith, who was leading on the last lap a year ago when he tried to block Keselowski to preserve the win. The move triggered a 12-car accident that sent Kyle Larson's airborne car into the fence. 30 fans injured from that debris that sailed into the grandstands. Smith and Keselowski avoided contact this time and once again treated fans to another tight finish at Daytona. So here's what we have today. The starting 10 for the Daytona 500. On the pole position, we have Austin Dillon, the young guy. 10-1 odds right now. He's driving to number 3. It's gotten a lot of attention this year. Next up, Martin Truex Jr., Matt Kenseth, Denny Hamlin, Casey Kane. You see the next 5 right here. Jeff Gordon, Marcos Ambrose, Kurt Busch, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Paul Menard. By the way, Danica Patrick, she's not in the top 10 way back, but she is in the number 10 car, so that makes a difference. She's back at number 27. She's going to start at number 27, like I said. I saw her odds this morning. They have her at 25-1.
Aw, man,
they got her way back. Yeah, but even people ahead of her, like Cole Witt, he's 50-1. He's starting on the road 12. So, yeah, she's getting a lot of attention once again. The only lady in the race.
That's right. All right, we're talking to a lovely lady right now. We're talking to Miss Sprint Cup, Kim Kuhn, who just so happens to be an Orlando native, and we're so glad that she's with us this morning. Great to see you again. Thanks for being
thanks
back
for having
with
me
us.
back.
Talk to us a little bit about Danica and sort of how that adds a whole new dimension to racing.
Yeah, I think it's great because she brings in a whole different fan base. You know, the IndyCar fans that followed her there followed her to NASCAR, and then obviously the female and the males like her too. She's easy on the eyes, but she's very talented. You know, she proved herself in IndyCar, and we're just, you know, she's done some great things in this sport already, having the pole last year at the Daytona 500. So I'm eager to see how the rest of her career unfolds.
It was kind of funny as we were leaving the other day. You were doing one of your driver chats up there on the stage. That was Jimmy Johnson was with you, right? Who was it?
Tony. It was Tony Stewart.
was with you.
Yeah, I've had a couple of them.
And we were just remarking, walking by, we're like, man, that girl knows her racing.
Yes.
Did you grow up in a racing family, or how did you learn this much about it?
You know, I kind of followed the sport before. I had friends that worked in it, and then living in Orlando, I'd come over to a few races and stuff. And then just having this job, have had a greater appreciation for it than ever before. And you're eager to learn. You're hungry for the information, and you know, you make friends with the drivers and the people in the sport. So on top of needing to know for interviews, you want to know. You want to follow your friends and how they're doing and all different stats and that sort of thing.
One of the things that Tony has done since this whole Danica Richard Petty controversy popped up was talking about having the two of them race each other. What did you think about that? Do you think that would be fun?
I think that would be great. It'd be a lot of fun to just see Richard back in the car in general, whether or not he races Danica.
Right.
Now, he even said on Fox and Friends that he's up for it. Now, whether or not Tony said, I'll give the cars. Now, whether or not it actually happens, we'll have to see. Should be an interesting day. I know you have a full day ahead. We'll see you at the finish.
Yes, I'll be at the finish. And then I'm out at the Sprint Experience all day long where fans can come out. Yeah.
Okay.
Doing driver interviews. We've got Jimmy Johnson's Championship Trophy, and then fans can learn about Sprint products and services like our new Sprint Family Plan. So,
all right.
Where can people go to find out more about you? Twitter, Facebook?
Yes, they can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. They can just search Miss Sprint Cup, and then if you go to sprint.com/speed, that's everything Miss Sprint Cup and, you know, racing, and then sprint.com/family for that family plan.
Kim, always good to see you.
Thanks.
Love having you on. All right, we'll talk to you soon. All right, coming up here on our special edition of Good Day Orlando, live at the Daytona International Speedway, we're talking about security. One thing we've noticed this year is security is even tighter than it's been in the past. So, you know what? They're keeping their eye out for anything. You know what? How does it compare to the Super Bowl? We're going to take a look at what super security plans are now in place that has a lot of people talking. All that coming up right here, live from Daytona International Speedway on this Sunday morning.
First, let's get to David Martin. Hey, David. Daytona International Speedway. We are live this morning as we get ready for the big Daytona 500. Tens of thousands of people will be descending on the track, and I can tell you, most of them are already here.
There are quite a few here. You guys can see behind us lots of groups coming through, getting their tours of the areas, kind of behind the scenes before everything starts up. But when you're talking 200,000 people getting into one relatively small area, it takes a lot to get that many people in here, and that's why you're going to see some big lines today.
You absolutely will. We're going to be talking about security throughout the morning, and that is something that Tom Johnson's been taking a very close look at today.
As a matter of fact, Tom is behind security lines today. He's already gotten into one area that most people can't. All right, Tom, so what are you seeing out there this morning?
Well, we're in Gatorade Victory Lane. That's where you're saying that we got where most people can't.